Hello my sweet loves, welcome to today's video. So today's practice is all about showing up when you don't want to. So this practice is quite literally I don't want to. You know, that feeling when you're a bit moody, a bit groggy, you found that you just don't wanna. You just don't wanna. And that's okay. So the first thing I want you to land in your nervous system is that you don't have to perform. You don't have to do anything you don't want. You don't have to force anything here. You showing up is already winning. You showed up. You did it. Congratulations. You're here. You're listening to this video. So we're going to be moving today between allowing and resourcing ourselves. So I often find that in times where this part of me comes online, this like I don't wanna, you know, this very grumpy, moody part, is because I'm trying to force something. Is because there's a part of me that is requiring, usually it's rest, it's requiring some integration, and I'm trying to push it to do something. So I'm trying to push myself to change how I'm feeling in order to generate a certain activity or an outcome. And sometimes, you know, we need to do things. You know, we perhaps made a promise to ourselves, or we just have lives that we need to live. So it's nice to find ways to integrate that part and to take it along for the ride. So as I'm speaking, I'm actually going to invite you to start walking. So just wherever you are, start walking in a circle, in a spiral, and just begin to feel your feet. If you're doing this outside, even better, because you're getting the addition of grounding. You're getting the addition of like actually shifting the energy state of your body. So, ouch, as you're listening to me speak, start walking. So try not to go into too small of a circle that you're going a bit crazy, a bit loopy in the head. And just begin to feel your feet on the ground. So become very mindful of taking a step, of taking an action. So perhaps you came here today to, you know, push out of the grog and to push yourself into exercising or moving your body in some way. What if you allowed yourself to not have to do that? For now, we're not focusing on the movement part of the practice. We're just gonna be strolling around, grounding our feet. This is already allowing our brain to shift and focus and change. Breathe, move, feel your toes, your feet as they're making contact with the earth. If you want to be playful, maybe you want to walk backwards. Maybe you want to just loosen your body and begin to unwind. There's nothing and nowhere that you have to be right now. There's nothing you have to prove. There's nothing you have to be or do. And it's okay that your tired part, or the part that is moody, is here. So just take a pause, place your palm on your heart center and on your belly, perhaps shimmying from left to right, keeping that movement, keeping that gentle bounce, and actually allowing yourself to feel that heaviness if that's what you're feeling. Allowing yourself to be there in the experience and not trying to change the present moment. Just how would it feel like to somatically take on the posture of I don't want to. I don't wanna. Usually, like for me, it feels very much like leaning towards the ground. It feels very much like hunching over and just, you know, feeling this weight and this heaviness and this like, I wouldn't say innocence, but perhaps just this interesting part. Maybe let's not label it. Maybe let's get out of our head and get more into the body. So allow yourself to feel the heaviness. So I urge you to stay standing. We're gonna have a moment when we're gonna be laying down doing this, but I urge you to just stay standing while you're doing this for now. So allow yourself to feel that heaviness, swooping your arms from left to right at whatever pace, and even saying out loud, I don't wanna, I don't want to, I don't care. You know, let it out of your system. And just, you might even want to like energetically move it out as if you're throwing something up, like you're throwing something out. Maybe you're using your hands to help you do that. And you can even use your legs to help you. Just like you can feel yourself being supported by your own legs, by your own feet. And actually just being here and allowing your posture to drop, to just be heavy. How does it feel like to give yourself the full permission to have this experience in this moment? There is some research that states that emotions actually have about a 90-second period of moving through our system, but it is our storifying and our resistance and our disallowance of what is happening in the here and now that perpetuates that cycle. I should, I have to, I need to, oh my gosh. So allow all of that to be there. Allow this soup to be here as you're moving. Like express. Allow yourself to say, this is silly, I don't like it. Move into that expression of just, I don't wanna. Or if you have nothing to say, you can just whisper, I don't wanna, I don't wanna, I don't want to, I don't want to. I don't care, I don't wanna. And move with that. So swaying from left to right, perhaps sinking your hips a little bit lower. It's really yummy for me in this state to then begin these like almost figure eights with my upper body. So feel your feet strong. Straddle pose, and it's like I'm trying to wring something out. It's like I'm trying to squeeze something out of my system. Just like kneading some dough, and this dough is actually me, and this part that is, you know, it doesn't wanna. So yeah, just spiraling more of your upper body, like shifting your torso to left and right, and feeling your core. So if you squeeze your core while you're doing this and be in this like natural spiraling movement. Also, I hope you can hear me with this, neighbor that just decided to mow the lawn. Very, very nice. But we're just rolling with it. Rolling with everything, allowing the agitation of that to be there. Maybe it moves something more in your system. Squeeze and even add your hips to the mix. So squeeze that core. That often helps me to just like wring it out. Move it around, spiraling, opening up, as if you're like trying to come out of it, as if there's cobwebs that you're surrounded with, that you're just trying to pull off your body, that you're trying to shake off, that you're like, imagine your fascia, your system is just in a bit of a tight, constricted space, and every move you make, every expansion you make, it's helping you to release that. So opening up actually into arm circles, so you can do one at a time, you can do two together. Today I feel like doing one at a time, floating backwards. I'm gonna stay for a moment just with the right one, keeping my core strong, keeping my knees lightly bent, but allowing that right armpit and that right arm to open up and swing and create some motion in the body. Great. Left arm. And the other way around. Do the opposite of whatever you just did. I'm getting a bit lost in which one was which, but it's all good. Stretch up towards the sky. Shifting, stretching your right side body over to the left. Deep inhale, stay here for a breath. Keep your core strong. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left side. Keep your core strong. Don't overextend. Grunts and any expressions in this practice are very much welcome. So once again, activating our core, actually begin to tap your body. Begin to wake up your body, starting from the belly. This is our digestive center. This is where we are digesting the world, our experiences. Our hips and our pelvis can often keep a lot of energy. So just start there. Start around your heart center. Like we can keep so much armor, especially in that contracted state of I don't wanna, that actually makes us curl inwards, and our body physiology responds to that. It makes us curl inwards, depress rather than express. So now we're working on removing, I don't like the word removing, opening, softening our body, allowing it to feel a bit more expansion, a bit more spaciousness. Don't forget your side body. Tap all over and down your legs, the back of your legs, the back of your knees. This is where our lymph is. I mean, our lymph is everywhere, but this is one of the points you can use to actually activate your lymphatic system. Same with underneath and over your collarbones. Down the sides of your neck, tapping underneath your jaw, tapping your actual jaw, releasing a little bit of tension, keeping movement perhaps in your hips, swinging left and right, tapping all the way to the top of your head, tapping underneath your armpit. Don't be afraid to use some pressure here. Left and right. Amazing. So let's take it to, I'm gonna step it back even a bit. So heel bounces. Let your heels bounce. So you can do it by just you can add your breath here, inviting it to be a little bit stronger. And if that mood comes over you, like, I don't want it, this is silly, I don't want to do it, like, keep breathing through it, invite it to be a part of the experience. Maybe your posture gets a little bit heavy and you're just like, I don't want to. Maybe you're just like, you're adapting while you're accepting. Yeah, so you're finding new and creative ways to meet yourself in this moment, to allow, to signal to all parts of you that they belong, but you're still going to be the responsible adult and take action. Of course, in a situation of burnout, keep going with those heel raises. Perhaps you want to actually turn them into jumps, whatever works for you. I forgot what I was going to say. It's all good. Bounce. Bounce. You've got this. We'll only do this for a few more moments. We're activating our entire system. We're encouraging our body to move. I remember what I was going to say. If we're experiencing burnout and we're still trying to push our body, the body might clench and retaliate even more. So finding ways to move and nourish ourselves, but honoring our burnout, is a really beautiful practice. So maybe if you're experiencing burnout, or if you ever do, keep bouncing, but I'm just gonna demonstrate. Maybe you slow the movement down. Maybe you lift one heel at a time. Meet yourself where you are. Gosh, the world is already so, it can be so constrictive and so just like pressurizing. We don't need to perpetuate those patterns with ourselves. So there's times where we can absolutely encourage and push ourselves to move and to reawaken that energy. And sometimes the opposite is true, that we just need to allow ourselves to rest. And remember, keep bouncing. We're almost there. And remember that we're on this journey to figure it out. Sometimes we can be stuck in this like analysis paralysis, where it's like, I don't know which way to go. Experiment. Allow yourself, to encourage yourself to be more energetic, to see what happens. And then you might end up being more tired, and then in the future you will know, that was the place, that was the cue where I could have rested more, where I didn't need to push myself. And for women, especially, our cycle is such a beautiful gift. So the follicular phase, the ovulation phase, keep bouncing, we're almost there. You're doing great. This is part of the practice. Find a way to slow down the bounce if you need to. So for us women, our cycle is so wise. The follicular phase, the time of our inner spring right after menstruation, not the beginning of it, perhaps because we can still be tired from menstruating, is a time where our energy is building again. So take a pause, breathe, settle in your body, notice your breath, your feeling, your experience. So our inner spring and inner summer is that time where we might actually be able to push ourselves a bit more, especially in summer, going into our inner autumn, and then slowing down in menstruation, slowing down right before menstruation, because our body is already processing and releasing. Actually, I encourage you to look up the symptoms for what happens in our physiology when we're menstruating. Like, our entire body changes, like our density, our skin, our pupils change shape. Like, it's insane, and all of that takes energy. So if we're not adequately nourished, if we're not adequately taking care of ourselves, understanding, learning about our inner cycles, we can just keep perpetuating cycles of burnout and stress, and who needs more of that? We don't need more of that. I don't need more of that. And I don't think you want that either. So perhaps just, oh my goodness, offer yourself some nourishing touch. Your body is doing so much. Can you just give yourself a little hug and say, wow, holy smokes, you're doing so much. I can be so ungrateful sometimes. You're trying so hard. Every single cue that you sent to me is trying to create more harmony and balance with my inner essence. All of it is information, this beautiful living field. Keep swaying if that helps you, or start swaying. I didn't give you the cue, but I often like to sway. This is very regulating for our nervous system. And just swaying from left to right. Thank you for doing so much. Thank you for sustaining me. Thank you for sending me signals about the quality of my mind, the quality of my heart, my body, my digestion. Thank you for always being in communication with me. Thank you for always trying to do the best you can, even if I don't understand it fully. I am learning to be a better listener to your cues. I am learning the language of you. And I know that I don't have to have it all figured out. I know that I don't have to know it all. It's okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, my love. I guess this feels like the completion of the practice. I would encourage you, if you feel like you have energy now, you've activated your system, you've let something go, to go into a movement that you enjoy. So one of my favorite ways to move, if I don't want to, is to go into slow practice. Is to move around in slow ways. Play a song, play your favorite song, and just float in slowness, in this unknown, because you're still moving. This is movement, this is a movement practice. So if you feel like your energy rose up and you're actually ready for a stronger practice, I have some fiery practices in my library that you can tune into and swap over into. Usually there's a timestamp that shows you where the practice starts, so you don't have to listen to the intro. But find more pleasure in your movement. Find a little bit of pleasure and joy and delight, because often when we find resistance, when we find that we don't want to, it's because our cup of pleasure, our cup of joy, our cup of feeling good in our body as we move has run dry, and we're just trying to push ourselves. So find some gentle movements, slow expression if that works for you, and just be with yourself. Be with what is. Allow this exuberant, vibrant energy to move through you and naturally rise up. Imagine that it's this fire that you're kindling and that it just needs to be nourished. So I'll leave a link up above if you want to continue. But for now, I'll close the practice here and see you in the next one.